The only way that I'm able to prevent burnout and thrive in this thing called life is ensure that I never pour from the empty cup and that I'm intentional with serving from the overflow. And in this video, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do the same thing. I'm Dr. Rees, your favorite confidence coach, and welcome to the Confidence Lab, where we break it down so you can build it up. So let's get better. Now, today we're talking about how do we pour from the overflow, but for context, I got to tell you a little backstory. The name of my company is called YOU-ISH, which stands for Centering You to Intentionally Seek Healing so you can internally secure your wealth. The name YOU-ISH stems from the word selfish because I believe that there's a level of selfishness required if you're going to live out your purpose with confidence. Now, the type of selfishness I'm talking about is constructive selfishness versus destructive selfishness. When we think about destructive selfishness, think about the word destruct. What does it mean? It means to tear something down. So when I'm being or anybody's being destructively selfish, it is causing harm and tearing down and disrupting others. But if somebody's being constructively selfish, what does it mean to construct? It means to build something up. And so I believe that you need to be constructively selfish at times to build yourself up, to invest in you, to pour into yourself, so that way you can pour in and overflow into others. And that's the idea here, is how do we overflow into others? By being constructively selfish and giving us what we need so we can serve and be there for other people. And in complete transparency, y'all, this was created out of a time of grief and deep despair. I had just lost my mom and I was trying to figure out, how do I still do this thing called life? A life that I wanted to live, but I didn't like the life that I was living. I enjoyed what I was doing because it was a part of my passions, but I, as the vessel, felt dry. I felt like I didn't have anything more to give. I felt like I was robbing Peter to pay Paul when it came to just my time and my energy. I felt hopeless. I felt helpless. I felt like I didn't even know what self-care was or what therapy was or how to manage and understand my emotions and feelings and all these different things. But I knew that I had a purpose. I knew that I wanted to be here. I knew that I wanted to serve, but I knew I couldn't do it in the way that I was doing it. So I started to take what I called Rees-ish time. And in my Rees-ish time, I was saying, this is going to be the time where I'm going to just fill me up. I'm going to do what I need to do in order for me to be the person that I want to be. And out of that Rees-ish time, I said, you know what? This is pretty selfish. But then my heart had to be shifted and my mind had to reframe the word selfish, which is how I came up with the concept of constructive versus destructive selfishness. Because I learned that if I'm doing things that allow me to be my best self so I can have a positive impact on other people, so I can have a healthy impact on other people, so I can serve the people that I want to serve without there being a lapse, without me feeling like I'm not being poured into, or without me feeling like I'm pouring from an empty cup, there had to be a way and a method. Insert YOU-ISH. So for me to say that in order for me to prevent burnout, because I never want to go back there again, and I'm focused on thriving and sustaining and scaling this thrive, I only do this by being able to focus intentionally on the overflow. So the only way that I'm able to prevent burnout is if I'm intentional and focused on serving from overflow. And I do this by focusing all my attentions on what I call the YOU-ISH 8, but more specifically the core 4, because the core 4 is the engine that influences how I'm able to impact the rest of these things. So spiritually is, how is my soul? How do I feel as a human? Mentally is, how well am I thinking? Are my thoughts in alignment with the person that I want to be? Do they feel secure and tough? Am I feel safe enough to be vulnerable with myself and with my partner? Emotionally is really important because my emotions and feelings are two different things. So if I mentally am not sound, if my mindset is not right, my emotions can feel some type of way. And if my mental is not where it needs to be, this can allow me to become or succumb to the way that my emotions feel. And that's not always a good thing, because then that impacts my behavior. The last thing is physically. As you know, we only have one body, so being able to take care of the temple that all these things rest in. So the thing about that is, if I take care of my core 4, then it influences how I show up and how I think from an academic space, from a teaching space, from a coaching space, also relationally, how I interact with my fiance and our son, and then how am I professionally, and then all that impacts the bag. So in order for me to make sure that I'm not burning out in all these areas, I have to make sure that I'm flowing from overflow. I know we've all heard people say, you've probably said it yourself, is that I'm tired of pouring from an empty cup, or we've told other people, you can't pour from an empty cup. But the thing about it is, a lot of times people aren't actually doing anything to fill up their cup. So of course their cup is empty when they go to pour in. And the thing that breaks my heart about this is we were created for community and service of other people, and for us to be able to invest in our gifts and leverage them as well. But you can't do that, or it's not going to feel good to do that if you feel like you're experiencing burnout because your cup is empty. So here's how I dodge burnout and I make sure I thrive with confidence. I have my Rees time. What that means is this is time specifically set on my calendar for me to invest in myself. And the way that I invest in myself is by focusing on the core four: spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. So I pray, I meditate, I visualize, I journal, I listen to music, I allow my thoughts to run wild so I can think about what I'm thinking about and assess my emotions. And then I work out. And all this does is allows me to be able to pour in myself. So this is me. For example, this delicate wine cup, and this is the people in the community that I want to serve. This is a representation of my fiance, of our son, of my coaching community, of my students, any person that I meet, because I want to exemplify love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, and all these things out to humans. And I can't do that if my cup is empty. So every day I make sure that I'm pouring into me. By praying, by meditating, by visualizing, by working out, by sitting and thinking about my thoughts, by doing all the things that I need to do to make sure that my cup is full. And when my cup is full, it allows me to continually have a positive impact on other people. Now, one of the most important things for you to do is to identify what fills you up. Not everybody is filled up with the exact same thing. So I'm not going to tell you to wake up at 4 like I wake up at 4. I'm not going to tell you to have the same system and routine that I have. But what I've done is I've identified what are the things that make me feel good. Because if you don't know what makes you feel good, your cup will always be dry. So I'm challenging you. I'm asking you, what are you doing that's allowing you to have a full cup? Because because I identified what I need, I have intentional execution on giving it to myself. So I got what I need, which means I have a thought process of abundance when it comes to giving it to other people. You deserve time to intentionally seek healing so you can eternally secure your health. You deserve time to rest. You deserve time to play. You deserve time to figure out joy. You deserve time to think about your thoughts. You deserve time to be able to explore and dream and visualize what does your best life look like. But if you're not intentional with taking that time, then it'll never happen. You deserve to be constructively selfish without guilt, because I believe there's a time and place for everything. I think it is healthy to be self-centered and others focused, because when you do what you have to do for you, it empowers you to do the things that you were created to do for others. But we all know that if your cup is empty, you can't give anybody else what you need. But if you don't know what you need that fills you up, that makes your engine run, you won't be able to have said thing. I can't give you any water if I don't have any water. I can't give you any money if I ain't got any money. I can't give you no love if I ain't got no love in me. And we need to be better models and representations of what does it look like to invest and pour into ourselves, to be a world of people who overflow into others. Because when I overflow into others and I model what that looks like, then that allows them and gives them permission to do the exact same thing for themselves, to where they don't feel like it's a bad or negative thing to be constructively selfish. Emphasis on constructively selfish and not destructively selfish. There's no way in the world that you can argue that by investing in these core 4 things that make you you is a bad thing. So I challenge you to take some you-ish time and figure out what it is that you need to invest in you that allows you to stay filled up so you can overflow into other people, because you are worthy of living out your purpose with confidence. You are worthy of living out your life in a way that is pleasing to you, in a way that is serving to other people. So here's your game plan. Identify what you need and then carve out the time on your calendar. Put you on your calendar. Put your you-ish time on your calendar and then follow up and be consistent with it. And then your body will literally feel what it's like to have time for you, and you'll be that much more energized to do the things that you were created to do. So we got to stop complaining about pouring from an empty cup if we're not going to do anything to make sure that our cup is filled up. You deserve to live a life filled up to the brim and serving out of overflow.